So we're going to start looking at sequences and series, and later on we're going to just mainly focus on series. And basically the next few classes are just to look at getting a sense of what is a series, okay, and what are some kind of properties of these different series. So just to introduce sequences and series, we should just understand there's lots of different sequences. So for example, there's lots of natural sequences, triangular number sequences. Okay, they just make triangles. There's square number sequences. And when you were little, you probably would have looked at some of these and just kind of recognized, oh, these give us some regular patterns, and regular patterns often generate some kind of sequence. There is a sequence that is very prevalent in nature. It's called the Fibonacci sequence. And the Fibonacci sequence, one way to see this Fibonacci sequence, and this is just one of many ways, is in this Fibonacci spiral. Okay, so what ends up happening, the sequence is 1, 1, 2. So we add these two together, we get 2. We add this number and its previous number to get 3. We add 3 and the previous number to get the next number, 5. We add 3 and 5 in the previous number to get the next number, and so on and so on. And it generates this kind of rectangular shape. This ends up relating to something called the golden ratio. Very interesting, you might want to look that up. But basically this Fibonacci sequence, it appears all over the place. Okay? It naturally appears all over the place. And in one place it shows up is in this in snail shell or shell spirals. So you may have seen this before. If I just kind of continue this spiral back inward, and it doesn't just go inward, it goes the other way as well. But if I just continue this arc, so if I just draw a quarter circle here, and another quarter circle here, another quarter circle here, another quarter circle here. This spiral is a spiral that you would see in like a snail shell or a seashell. Okay, and this spiral shows up in all sorts of places in nature. Okay, so these are just natural sequences. So I want you guys to take a look at these videos just to kind of get a sense of what a Fibonacci, because not the Fibonacci sequence is something that we're not going to explore much more other than today, but it is a sequence, and these are natural sequences. And the idea is these sequences, all sequences, have some sort of pattern, some natural pattern to them, and they have some sort of purpose. Okay, sometimes we don't know what they are, but they have some sort of purpose. And we're going to look at ones that later on, for calculus in particular, that have this purpose of there's some natural property about it that allows us to do some really interesting things.